get into studying your character. And I love this one because it's just perfect for a young child to understand. Has explanation of her views and what she thinks, and you know, you can be reassured right there what she goes into. Now this is full Christian, okay? This is a full Christian character study, so I'm just putting that out there. Okay, so she goes into a journal, okay? Rebecca Spooner, she reads it, and then they study a keyword. They write this keyword in the index cards and they study them, okay? She goes into a verse and she explains what they're learning, okay? They copy work, okay? They do copy work and they do hymn study. They talked about being respectful, okay? And it shows them the difference, okay? The synonyms and antonyms about it. And here's the flashcard fun that I was talking about. Okay. Then they do some coloring. They make a drawing. Okay. Over here it tells you what days is going into this. Forgot to go into that. So this is the last one. Okay. So it's for 4 days. And then you could even do 5 days, because how about your kids don't want to do both of this work, right? You could decide how you want to divide it. How about they don't want to do some writing? You could do it for the next day, and then it goes over the verse again. So this is more than words, and this is for character. Then we're gonna go into language lessons for living education. Okay, and it shows you scope and sequence, and you can see the lessons there. Okay, how are you going to use this course and how long it's going to take, okay, and everything that includes here. Then there's other choir materials, okay, that you're going to use with this, which are these books right here. Okay, okay, so then he also explains to you about the author, the course, and then this is what I love the most as a parent, right? Of course the lessons are great, but they provide you with the assignment and the day and how you're gonna go into it. So week 1, and then day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. If you're doing year round, don't worry, because you do the 4 days, right? And then on Monday you start with the day 5, and then it's just gonna go like that. This will be your Monday, right? And then due date by when you want it, or the day that they accomplished the work, check mark, and the grade you gave them. But I just love the setup, you know, it's not too much, and you just have it there for you. Okay. Oh, here it goes. This is another way to follow the schedule here. This is 3 days of a week, okay? This is awesome. I not noticed that. Okay. And then for the reading together, it tells you which one you're going to read. So we're going to read Not Too Small at All, right? Together with your child, you're going to sit down and read it. Here it goes. It tells you what page you're going to read. And there you go. You sit down and read with your children, right? And then oral narration practice. So your child's going to start learning how to tell you about the story and the questions you have them here. We might breeze through this with my first grader, just because he follows a lot of what the third grader is doing. So we'll see. But here it is. Teacher note says, show the student the title and author and illustrator of the cover of the book, right? And then you're going to tell the child to read themselves. It's encouraging the child to try to read, okay? And then the sight words that they should review. You can follow this list. Some people follow another list. Some people add to this list. Then phonics, new and review. Okay. And there are the phonics that you're going to review and what you're going to be talking about with them. It also tells you what days you're following these exercises. So for example, we did exercise day 1 here. You did some reading. You went into the sight words. And then in the day 2, you're doing the phonics reviews. You're going to do some workbook. And if you notice, it's not every day that they'll be doing copying work. It's very divided by narration, some copy work, and they have different practice for them to do. And now you can see here, lesson 2, they have picture study. So this is more of a Charlotte Mason approach, okay? Okay. All right. So this is for language lessons, and these are the 3 books that must be used. The language lessons for living education. Let me put this on this side here. Okay. So now, for science, I chose for my son Adventures in Creation. I got this one for my daughter too, if she wants to join us, because this is for my son's age, right? She's going into 3rd grade. He is in 1st grade. So I chose this for him. And the same thing, it explains you how to use it. You can see here the table of contents. You're gonna go how we study science, the first day of creation, lights made of colors, rainbows, plants, and moon. Okay, moon's surface, moon's faces, the circulatory system, and a different approach to the other one that they were doing. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. And then here's the material list. Okay. Okay, everything that you need for those weeks. This is awesome too. You can prepare ahead of time and have everything ready that you need. At the same time, it has due dates and when you start working on them. Now they have a 3-day schedule here. You can follow the best way for your family. How we study science. You read the part, you read the verse, and then it teaches them how to imagine things and to do the project here. And you could do check marks, okay, with the material list. Some coloring. And the things that you gotta memorize. Once again, verses included there. Verses are included. And the word is included in every activity and things that you're doing. Okay. Some copy work. Awesome. And the same way for all this. Imagine that. Oh, that makes you fit. Okay. Layers of the ocean, the things that you need for that week in case you forgot. It's gonna teach them to in this other side. Look how the birds. I haven't planned my lessons yet, but I'll start doing that soon. So I'll do that with you guys also. Okay. That's for science. For social studies, we're gonna use my story. And with this, we're gonna be using other books with this too. Let me show you this book and then I'll show you the books that we'll be using. A lot of people say my story might not be a great option because they would like it to be more deeper. But the good thing about this book is that you can add, or like anything, you know, remove what you don't like, okay? So over here, the same thing. It shows you how to use it as, you know, your teacher guide, how long you're supposed to be in each lesson, and what are all these sections included in the lessons, what are there for, okay? You're even gonna have government time, God creations time, my story journal for them to write, collector card, okay? In the same way, they have the due date and the check mark and grade here. I'm sorry, I moved the camera a little bit. Okay. Let's get ready to see the world by canoe. So then they have, you read all these parts and these are the words that they're learning. You can choose a couple. If you want them to do them all, then they can do them. You start talking about continents and see everything that you're going to be doing. It has a talk time when you talk to your children, and it has a thankful time. And you're going to create a little project there. God's creation time. How long did it take for the earth to be created? Warfind time, okay? Activity time, government, flag time. You're gonna have a lot of things to talk about with your children and how things are set up in this world. Okay. Also, sometimes people say this is kind of like a busy work, but I think you are able to choose whatever you want to use and when you want to use it. At the same time, they're giving you 5 days here to use it. So it might be good to go over each lesson and see what you want to do with your child and what you don't want to do with your child. So therefore, let me see. If we're going to talk about Australia, for example, here. Australia, and what is Australia? For second grade and kindergarten, I use my story 1, and we read history books. But okay, so if we talk about Australia, so in my channel I'm gonna talk about different things, and I would like you to join me, and not to forget to press the subscribe button so you can help me to help other people. At the same time, I am able to provide the information that some people may not have. So, or you could get more information for yourself. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to put like to my videos. Don't forget to help me and all these things. Thank you. Bye.